G'day, Trent Taylor, TT from Teacher Forward. Hey, I've just hit this massive BFO about accountability. I've just had this little my first session with this new client of mine, a little chippy, and just a young fella. We'll call him Wills, and you know, his financials in disarray. He wants to make a bunch of cash, and he wants to do something with his life. And you know, he's tried different things over time, but you know, he's realised that he really, needs that push, needs that inspiration, needs that that guidance to take him to that next level. And you know, the whole central piece of that is the importance of accountability. Accountability is a trait that all the elite of every single domain in life have accountability structures in place. So it's about holding yourself to account to things that you commit to yourself. It's about having external people hold you to account. It's about you holding other people to account. And so often we go for these goals, we go for these things that we want to achieve in life, whether it be cash in bank, a personal wealth goal, losing weight, clearing an addiction, whatever it may be. And 99 times out of 100, the reason why it doesn't work is because we don't have the accountability structures in place. Now, I'm just coaching this young fella, and he's only a small business, and he's got some actions to take. And I say to him at the end, I say, okay, well, if you don't do your actions, what's the consequence? And he sets up, he said, oh, well, I'll pay you X amount as a fine. And one of my great friends in Ireland, Brendan Loons, if you're watching, g'day mate. When I first started coaching back in 2004, and I set these goals for the year, he set these goals, and he goes, why don't you just double it? Just double it. And it blew my mind. And he said, I'm going to hold you to account to double it. And I had these goals, and I thought, okay, I'll double it then. And I had a crack, and I knew that Brendan was always watching. He would keep a check on me, and we did that. And it was just massive for me. And because I was just starting this new client, I thought, that's just the way I do. That's the way I coach people, is that I hold them to account. Because if you don't hold them to account, you don't really care. And young Will said, okay, well, this will be the fine. I said, okay, great, now let's double it. And I asked him if he was prepared to do that, and he said, yeah, absolutely. He goes, shit. And he says, when he said yes, and he doubled this amount, which he clearly can't afford, but he said, no, but that's what I need, Trent. He goes, I need that, it's going to get me off the couch. I have to do that. And it just really struck me. I thought, these things, these goals that I'm going for right now, what accountability structures have I got in place? And I've got some work to do on it now. But I just thought, well, just by sharing it with you, and is making me think, and I'm going, right, I'm going to set some accountability structures up for myself now. And so I really want you to think about, well, how do you hold yourself account to go for what you want? Who's holding you to account if you don't do the things that you really should be doing? If we don't go and collect the cash in our business, if we don't, get up and do the exercise, okay, well, we'll have no cash in the bank, and we'll gain weight. We'll be overweight. Our self-confidence goes down. So we get to control. We get to choose what accountability is in place, and but it's something that we never actually ever really think about, or we can forget. So I just wanted to give this to you to say, well, hey, ask yourself this question tonight. What am I going for? Who have I committed to doing it, to? And how are they holding me to account? What is my consequence if I don't? What's the consequence I need to put in place to make sure that when I don't feel like doing it, which is when you got to do it, this consequence will get me off my butt and go and do it. And I think it's a very, very powerful thing. Like, just up here, I'm about to build a, well, not right now, obviously, because of my hand, but I'm going to build this massive tree house for the children. I want to get a cool flying fox across to another one, but there's going to be heaps of children on it. And I was talking to my father-in-law about the design of it today, and he said we've got to build it strong and safe, because we'll be held to account by the parents if it's not safe and strong enough. And he's absolutely right. I'm going to have to spend a bit more money to make sure that that happens. But again, there's a little example of accountability. You know, what is it that you have to pay, you know, in time or money to really encourage you to commit and go for exactly what you want? You know, who's going to hold you to account? What's going to hold you to account? Because when there is accountability, there is success. Success leaves clues. So have a think about it. It's well worth it. Hope you got a lot out of it. And if you have, then share it with some other people, because share it with your mates, because them having some level of accountability or even asking themselves these questions is going to make an awesome difference. So take care. Be great. See ya.